Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall-Greider. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. I'm so honored to be connecting in with you as we look at unleashing our influence. And I don't know that we spend enough time thinking about our influence. Sometimes we identify with certain people as influencers. We think about them having great influence or impact. And I think we forget sometimes that we have influence and impact, and that people are watching us, they are learning from us, they are impacted by who we are, how we show up in our life, and how we choose to be and interact with others. It can even be, how were you in line at the grocery store? Are you sharing something positive as you go through the line, or are you echoing out something different? Every day, every moment, we have an opportunity to impact others. And I believe we can choose to do that in a purposeful way, in a meaningful way, that we can use our impact, our influence for good, that we can spread things that are positive and meaningful to us for our passing there. So today, we're going to be looking at how can we do that? How can we do that in our life? How can we do that in any sort of writing that we do, and in how we are showing up as a leader in our life? These all affect our impact and our influence. And I want all of you to unleash anything that is holding you back. We want you to be able to have your full impact, share your brilliance, your gifts, your talents, your abilities with the world, because they were given to you. They are yours, and there's a reason behind that. You were made for such a time as this. So today, as we come together, let's seek ways to unleash your full influence so that you can step forward in your life powerfully, that the impact and influence you have is going to be used purposely to move things forward that matter most to you. Those of you who are driving, please stay safe. Keep both hands on the wheel, but inwardly tuning in. Let's choose to be present to receive everything that is here for you today. Those of you who are able to, let's put both feet on the floor. Feel it supporting you. Sit back in your chair. Great. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing you all in, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Let's take a breath in through the nose. See how big you can make your belly out through your mouth. Like through a straw. Wonderful. Keep breathing. Close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. And in fact, put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing you all in. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. That can be a reminder. And closing our eyes helps cut off any distractions and helps us listen and tune in inwardly. So as you are enjoying all of this beautiful breath coming to every cell in your body and releasing, picture bringing in what is good and will serve you, releasing what no longer is part of you and is ready to be released, creating space for all that it is and all that you are becoming and all that you are wanting to step into and be and do, to fully embrace all of your power, your influence, and the impact you are called to have. As you let that sink in, what is it that you need today? What is it that will encourage you, empower you, support you to fully step into your influence, to your impact, to unleash it. What is it that you need today? And are willing to receive, because you absolutely have choice. What is it that you need today and are willing to receive? Keep breathing. Wonderful. So receive that information. And let's take another breath. Come back into the room. Eyes open. Fully present. Wonderful. So take a moment and write down what was laid on your heart, what it is that you need and are willing to receive. Let's start co-creating that. Let's start bringing that into your reality now by getting it out of swirling inside of us and actually create it, write it down on paper so that you can see it, you can interact with it, you can keep it top of mind. It's so easy to get distracted and move on to doing or to the next thing and miss the answer that we were seeking because we were too busy or moving on to that next shiny thing. Let's keep it top of mind, because I know there is a reason you connected in today. And I know there is something here for you, and I want you to receive it. So let's choose to be fully present, open, ready to receive everything that is here for you. Unattached to how. We don't need to figure out how. But now that we've identified what it is we need, let's be open to the wonderful way that that need will be met in an unexpected, beautiful way that you couldn't have even imagined, but you were open and willing to receive. Beautiful. Wonderful. And with that, we're going to go around our virtual room here and connect in with each of our amazing experts and hear what was laid on their heart when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen with us as we connected in heart, soul, and spirit together. What is it that was laid on their heart? And with that, Linda, I'd love to start with you.
Thank you, Rebecca. It's great to be here. The thing that was laid on my heart was about relationships. This is the season of Christmas and all the holidays, the holiday season and all of this. And I think one of the things that gets lost in that is the relationships. We get so concerned about other things, and we really needed to build deep relationships over this period of time.
Beautiful. So important to remember in the hustle and bustle of the holidays.
Yes.
That those relationships matter and important, not necessarily all the things we're trying to do. So remembering that.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Thank you. And then, Mary, I'd love for you to share what was laid on your heart.
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. I'm so thrilled to be here. And as you were talking, I was thinking about, all the details of, life comes at us and there's so much going on. And I heard you are in grace and you will hear the guidance come forward when you take time to be quiet in that grace.
Beautiful. And how wonderful that felt that we can trust that and have grace and give ourselves grace, knowing that we'll hear. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Listeners, how about you? What was laid on your heart when you stopped, paused, and listened? As Linda and Mary shared what was laid on their heart, on their hearts, did that add another layer? Additional insights, things that you need and are being reminded of. As we get ready to go to our first commercial break, it's actually 2 minutes just for you. As these commercials play in the background with updates and insights and things we want you to be aware of, want you to know about, I invite you to stay present. Resist that urge to cross things off the to-do list and transition into doing. Really practice being present and listening and receiving everything that's being laid on your heart and on your spirit. And when we come back, we're going to dig into our conversation even deeper. We look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Be sure to friend us on Facebook. You can do it right now. Visit facebook.com/Voice America or search for us at keyword Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Get Unchained. Tune in every Monday for Jane Unchained on the Voice America Influencers channel, featuring nationally recognized best-selling author, TV journalist, and social media influencer Jane Velez Mitchell. This program takes you inside a trending lifestyle that's the next wave of human evolution. It all starts on your plate. If you want to revolutionize your life, get happier, more energized, then discover the secret. Tune in to Jane Unchained Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Influencers channel. Rebecca Hall-Griter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective. Plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at blog.voiceamerica.com. That's blog.voiceamerica.com. The Voice America Press Blog. All access, all the time. We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Griter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. Life gets so busy and full. We were talking about that, how sometimes one thing after another can happen in life. We were talking about that behind the scenes a little bit. And I find it such a gift when we remember or we carve out even 1 minute, 2 minutes to stop, pause, breathe, and connect in. And just that 30 seconds, minute, 2 minutes of bringing oxygen to all the cells in our body, slowing down for a moment, and connecting into what matters instead of trying to push and make everything happen a certain way can shift the energy, the focus, and I find actually shift the course of a day instead of that day running us. So I'm so honored you're connecting in with us. You're giving us the opportunity to pour into you. And I just invite you to be open to receiving. And as we give you those 2 minute breaths, those 2 minute opportunities to stop, pause, breathe, that you use them and really let them serve you throughout our time together today. Wonderful. So welcome back. We're talking about unleashing your influence, really fully stepping into all that you have and are called to bring forward and be and share into life. And I think we can do that in a way that's exciting and empowering and graceful versus draining and depleting. And today our amazing experts are going to share how we can do that. So I'm really looking forward to what they're going to share with us today. And I wanted to introduce our first amazing expert and share a little bit about her background. So Mary E. Knipple is an international best-selling author, a motivational speaker and publisher. She believes in her clients and in their life-changing messages. As your writing mentor, she is passionate about and committed to helping you unleash your story. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful Mary E. Knipple to the show. Welcome!
Yay! I hear the thunderous applause and the music in the background. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I just love being able to be here with you today.
I love that you are, and I picture you moving up to the stage to share your brilliance with all of us. So welcome to the stage of our show, and excited. I'm glad you could hear and feel the applause. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I love starting our conversation with why. Why is this work about helping people share their story, unleash it, free it, bring it to the world? Why is that work so important to you, so meaningful?
Well, I have felt the power of the pen since I was 11 years old and have kept a journal. And so I know having those intimate conversations really have impacted and influenced how I showed up in the world. And I'm committed to inspiration, compassion, and synchronicity. And I love that we are having this talk in October because that's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that was one of my turning points of I can't be silent anymore about my story, and it's my mission to help other women tell their stories and be brilliant women that they are in sharing who they are. And so that's my why. I'm compelled to ask the question of who are you being and how are you showing up in the world? It's part of my being.
So powerful. And I can hear your passion in your voice and sharing. And you mentioned that it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and that was part of your story and a turning point for you. Do you mind sharing just a little bit more about that?
Well, most people have the stress of loss of a job, a loss of a loved one, a major move, catastrophic illness, and divorce as a stressor. And I can say that that's happened to me twice, except for the divorce part. We've been married since 1972. But you know, when you've been married that long, a lot of things have happened in your relationship. But the second time I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I decided to step in and really use my voice to say, hey, I'm here and I'm not going to take the second chair in my own life. I'm going to be the hero in my story, and I want to be a catalyst in your story. And so recognizing that all of our experiences have brought us to where we are right now, and we are amazing how we are right now. And using my experience as a journalist for over 30 years, I get to ask the questions that help you go deeper into your story to recognize that it's not just that you had this job and you stayed there and you influenced that circle of people. It's that because you stayed there and influenced them, they influenced others, and in turn, you influenced so many lives. And if you didn't have a job, if you were a mom, you influenced your family. And
yes.
I've had the privilege of being a grandma now, and I look at those beautiful blue eyes, and I was just thinking, wow, I have such a gift.
So beautiful. Thank you for sharing, and how we can look at those things that happen to us and maybe shift our perspective or shift even how we are choosing to be in that. And I thought what you shared was so powerful about that you are no longer willing to be the second chair in your own life. You're not willing to be that. You're going to be front and center in your life and step into all that you are called to bring forward. And that doesn't take away from anyone else, but that allows you to fully be and claim all that you are. And congratulations on being a grandma and having that opportunity. Yeah, that's so special, so powerful. I'd love for you to share a little bit of how we can perhaps step into really claiming our life, perhaps changing our story to reclaim balance and power and potential in our life.
Oh, absolutely. And I love being able to shine the light on the fact that you already know how to do this. It's maybe something that you don't think that you have the skills for or that you have the training for. You have the potential at the end of your fingertips, power of the pen, to sit down with a journal for 5, 10, 15 minutes every day and listen to what your heart wants you to know. And you don't have to have a degree in journalism. You don't have to take a class on how do I keep a journal. You decide that this is my time to listen to my heart and have that conversation on paper and be willing to absorb that and hear the message and move forward with those stories and recognize that, yes, there are details that are happening to you, but you have the influence, you have the power to decide what happens next.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit voiceamerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more on demand 24/7.
Rebecca Hall-Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Sustainable success is just around the corner. If you are an entrepreneur, business leader, or anybody looking for their next level of success, tune into Sustainable Success with host Chris Salem. Did you know that the path to success is a long path that started many years ago? The path you started on then determines what is happening now. Chris and his amazing guests in their field will help you navigate the path to sustainable success every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation. Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, We'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. It's so interesting when you do a live show. Sometimes things just go a little unexpectedly. So we ended up taking the break there unexpectedly, but hopefully you all knew what to do with those 2 minutes. Stopping, pausing, and taking a breath. Beautiful. And then I wanted to finish up the beautiful conversation we were having with Mary before we unexpectedly went to break there, went to the commercial break. And she was sharing how we have that power to connect in with our heart and listen to what it's trying to tell us. And we can do that by journaling and spending 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day and really just writing and hearing what our heart is wanting to tell us. And that can really help shift how we are being and showing up in our life. And Mary, I just wanted to give you an opportunity if there's anything else you wanted to add to that before we shift our conversation.
I would like to emphasize that when you keep a journal, you're unleashing your influence on the person that is most cherished by you and that you have the most influence on, yourself.
So powerful. Thank you for sharing that today and for sharing your wisdom and your heart and your passion with us and just beautiful insights. Listeners, let's take a moment and just breathe in all that Mary has shared with us. Wonderful. And at the end of our show today, Mary's going to share her contact information. So anyone that wants to go deeper, connect with her, we want to make sure you have the opportunity to do that. So Mary, thank you so much for being on our show today and sharing.
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. It's been a pleasure.
And then we have our next amazing guest, the powerful Linda Patton. And I want to share a little bit about Linda. So Linda is a leadership expert, an accomplished entrepreneur, and gifted communicator. She's an international best-selling author, international speaker, and founder of Dare to Lead leadership training. And she is passionate about leadership and creating international movements. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful Linda Patton to the show. Welcome! Yay!
Thank you, Rebecca, so much. I'm so honored to be here on the show with you. It's always a very special treat to be here.
You are so welcome. Thrilled to have you joining us today. And I know we have some exciting news we're going to be sharing in our conversation here. But before we share that, I'd love for you to share why is it important to you that we get skilled and are supported in stepping into leadership and why that's so important to the world right now.
Thank you, Rebecca, for that question. It's so important because if we're going to make massive change in this world, the first thing we need to change is how we lead in this world. We've used the masculine model for a long time, and it has served us. Command is something that's very needed in emergency situations when it's important that you take action and you move forward, and you don't question. However, it lacks the feminine side. It lacks that relationship, the collaboration, the cooperation, the empathy, the compassion, all the things that the feminine side brings. And leadership is really designed for the feminine to lead and the masculine to support. And somehow we've gotten that turned around and really need to turn it back around so that we're not in duality, that we are truly working together in a confluential way.
Beautiful. And I know that confluential is a term you have coined, and I'd love for you to define that for us today.
Oh, yes. I was in a workshop, mine, and I asked the group, I said, I'm looking for a word. And we came up with a whole bunch of them. And someone said, rivers have a confluence where they come together. And I went, yeah, but that's not what this is. It's the first three letters of the word command and the last letters of fluential. So it's confluential. It's the marriage of command and influence to make the most powerful leaders that we can possibly be.
Beautiful. And I love how it's honoring both parts, the masculine and the feminine. It's not taking away from one or the other, but it's really bringing them together in a powerful, powerful way. And I love that.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
I thank my class for that.
I love that. I actually hadn't heard that story before, so I love knowing that. I didn't know that was part of the journey of it coming to be. So that's great to know. I love it. So, do you mind sharing a little bit about how this ties into an announcement you're making? Some exciting news.
Okay, so it ties in because the book is called No One Stood Up When I Entered the Room, One Woman's Journey from Command to True Leadership. And as you know, Rebecca, because you've read it, it is my story. So you get a chance to see my life in the military, my life in corporate, my life as an entrepreneur, and as a trainer mentor to other leaders. But it's also a tribute to leadership and what it's not, what it is, and what we need to do with the up and coming generations. While I talk about millennials, it's also true the Gen Xers that in some respects we're doing a disservice to both of them by not leading them. And so I think this book is very much a book that everyone should have on their bookshelf. And I know every author says that, but I truly believe that it's a book that people are going to read and underline and go back to and destroy. And I really hope that they destroy it because they've used it so much and they've gotten so much out of it.
Thank you for clarifying what you meant by destroy.
Yeah, I don't want them to burn it, but the idea that I've used it so much that it's falling apart. My previous solo book was like that. The Art of Herding Cats, Leading Teams of Leaders had that same sort of potato chip sense that you read it and you wanted more, and so you kept going back and reading it. And I had people tell me that that the book fell apart from use.
I love it. I love it. So we're going to hold that intention that your book is used on such a level that it is fully used.
Yes.
And pages become loose because of how much people are using it and how much they're getting out of it. And I found the book so powerful and inspiring and motivating as a leader, and how we can look at this a little bit differently, how we can be empowered, how we can bring the masculine and feminine together and where they both shine in such a powerful way. And I know the book is coming out on October 24th. So I want to make sure everybody has that on the calendar. October 24th. That's a Thursday, everybody.
Yes.
So put that on your calendar. And the reason that date is so special is that's when Linda's going to make it available for a special rate of $1. The Kindle version will be available for the special rate of $1 starting on Thursday, October 24th for 24 hours. So we want to make sure everybody can lean in, get a copy of this amazing book that I know will serve you so deeply and so powerfully. So No One Stood Up When I Entered the Room will be available on October 24th. And any final thoughts you'd like to share about the book or what they can be looking forward to?
I think the book is so integral to us as women truly stepping out from behind the curtain and really stepping in, stepping up, stepping out, and leaning in to our leadership and taking charge. And as they say, being large and in charge. I think that, in fact, I know that this book is an integral piece to us changing how we live our lives today and how this planet can be changed in drastic critical ways.
So powerful. Thank you so much for sharing. We're excited about your upcoming book launch and having it shared out in the world. I know it's going to impact so many people, and I do believe really change our perspective and how we're looking at leadership, how we're showing up in that, including how are we showing up in our life, to tie back into some of what Mary was sharing as well, that are we taking second chair, kind of stepping back, or are we stepping in, leaning forward, leaning into what we're called to bring forward to the world? Are we shrinking back or leaning in? Because we, I believe, are called to be a leader in our own life as well. Maybe you have something to add?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I do. One of my reviewers was a phenomenal gentleman, and he said in his review, every man needs to read this book as well. It's not designed just for women. And I thought that was a true testament to the book that it is.
Very, very high compliment. I love that. So thank you for sharing. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do this, please use these 2 minutes to stop, pause, breathe. And with that breath, integrate what is being spoken into your heart and into your spirit. Actually give it an opportunity to become part of you rather than added to your to-do list to someday hopefully get to. So take a moment. Breathe in, integrate what's being shared, make a quick note about October 24th, and then we will look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN. Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
There's a new force to be reckoned with in talk radio. It's not just talk radio. Hosted by LaTanya Jr. and co-host Tina Wynn and Tony Brown. Not Just Talk Radio is like a superhero, inspiring, problem-solving, and informing. Packed with action-provoking conversations from news, movements, and social and politics issues. This program is about a wide range of voices and fresh points of view from experts, celebrities, and you, the listener. Not Just Talk Radio is broadcast live Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Become a member of VoiceAmerica.com. It's easy, and best of all, it's free. Start out by going to our homepage or any of our channels and click Register at the top. Once you've created an account and signed in, you can create your own custom library, opt into our newsletter, search by show, host, guest, or topic of interest, or browse millions of hours of content across all of our Voice America radio channels. Membership gets you more. Visit VoiceAmerica.com today to get started and tailor the listening experience to your taste.
We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you took an opportunity to write down October 24th on the calendar, that you're saving the date for Linda's amazing book that will be launched. We want everyone to lean into the opportunity of getting her amazing book for $1 and helping share out the word. We really want to impact as many people as possible, and what a valuable resource to be able to add to our libraries. So again, her book, No One Stood Up When I Entered the Room, will be available on Amazon starting Thursday, October 24th, and the first 24 hours for this special rate of $1. So make sure to mark that on the calendar. And it's behind the scenes, we were just talking about how the things ebb and flow, and that shows are like ours, especially live, have a bit of an organic element to them. And then we were talking about some of the things that happened today that weren't quite according to plan, but you just kind of flow with them. So we don't know if you're having, right? If you're having a day like that too, where there's just these little bumps along the way or unexpected surprises or challenges, that we get to stop for a moment and take a breath and assess where we are and what course are we going to take now. And that's an interesting kind of day. And it sounded like a number of us were having a day like that. So if you are, I want you to know you're in good company. We are right here with you. and
Absolutely.
and in light of that, Mary, I know you really believe strongly in how important it is that we treat ourselves with love and respect. And you had mentioned grace in the opening segment. And I just thought all of that fit beautifully together with going a bit with the flow when things don't quite go according to plan. How do we remember why is it important, and how do we start to treat ourselves or build in the practice of treating ourselves with love and respect? So why is it important, and how can we do that in our life?
Thank you for bringing us back to that. It is vital that we treat ourselves with love and respect, because we are showing others how to treat us. And speaking up for what we need, what's important in our life, what we will not, our non-negotiables and our boundaries. Even if you think it's being selfish to do self-care, it's not, because you can't keep pouring out of yourself if you don't pour more into you, because you'll just be depleted. And so taking the time to have a bubble bath, taking the time to go for a mani-pedi and just sit in that chair and just be pampered, or going away for a weekend, it's just you by yourself. It's you nourishing you and speaking up for, this is what I need and this is what I'm doing, and maybe you have to negotiate, but it's you using your voice and changing the story of, I'm not going to sit here and have my boundaries being cringed upon any longer so that I don't see me anymore. You have the opportunity to influence the others, and you start with you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that important reminder. And that if we do not take care of ourselves, we don't draw those boundaries and honor them, whatever they are, for each of us, will become depleted. And I like how you even shared and not even see you anymore. And it's so important that we start with us, ourselves, and taking care of ourselves, drawing those clear boundaries so we can be how we want to be. We can truly be all that we want to be, and then give from a place that is full and overflowing versus from a place that is depleted. So important. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I was thinking about, for myself, I have those ebbs and flows in life where I tend to be, I don't know if anyone out there is like this, people sometimes say an overachiever, and I just don't feel like I'm an overachiever. There's just lots I want to get done and do and build and then add more. And what can happen sometimes is my plate can get so full, the 24-hour plate, and we all have a 24-hour plate. Nobody gets a 36. It's 24. And I'll just keep putting more and stuff on, more stuff on, and more stuff on, forgetting that at some point the plate is full if I don't remember to take something off. And one of the things we can let roll off, because things will start to fall off the plate. That's an indicator we're trying to put too much in a 24-hour period. And instead of beating ourselves up and criticizing ourselves, and I should be able to do this, and force more on and try to cut corners, where we cut corners sometimes is on sleep, it's on our self-care, and then after a while we're depleted and we still have things falling off the plate. And so I've learned that when things fall off the plate, that's a moment for me to extend grace to myself. It's a moment for me to reassess what's on my plate so that I can choose what needs to come off. I can make choices instead of it rolling off and continue to roll off, and it's just kind of happening because I'm not being proactive. I now look at the plate and say, okay, I missed this, or that fell off, or I didn't understand this, or these things got confused. That's an indicator that, you know what, I'm trying to do a little too much in a day. Let's take a breath, pause, and actually look at what I'm trying to do in a day, and what can I start choosing to take off or spread out or break into smaller pieces so that I can move forward all the things I want to move forward, but remembering to be and allowing myself to actually be who I want to be, how I want to be in that. So there's joy in what is being done and what is being created and what is being brought forward. And that's something, just when you were sharing, Mary, and then we were talking about grace in the beginning, I was like, that's so important that we remember to give it to ourselves. And that's a moment where I proactively try to do that. When I start to see those are warning signs, indicators when things are rolling off the plate, that's a moment to stop, pause, and reevaluate and look in, not beat up, not criticize, not get frustrated or angry or disappointed even, but okay, now that I know that, let's shift some of what I'm doing and what can I take off the plate and choose that rather than it just kind of happening and not showing up the way I want to show up in life. And tying that into leadership, I think that's so important that we're leading ourselves in that way, that we are making choices that help us move forward those things that matter most to us. And so Linda, I'd love for you to share if there's something on your heart as we're looking at days sometimes that go or extra organically, a little bit unexpectedly. What are some practices you have that help you stay in that space as a leader that you want to be and are called to be and still move forward the things that matter to you?
I think in some respects, Rebecca, the key around that is having your vision clearly in front of you, and to have brought in all of your senses. So you can see it, you can hear it, you can feel it, you can taste it, you can smell it. And it is so rich in your mind that no matter what comes in to knock you off your track or to try and put something else that's more important in front of it, that you know what's important in your life. You know what vision you're shooting for and how you're going to get there. And bring on people on board who support you in that, who complete you in that. And I have to be honest, I don't want anyone who has a fire in the belly about a dream or a cause to listen to the messages from the naysayers that can crush your leadership spirit. Instead, I want them to know that it takes courage to step into this new type of leadership. It's different, it's out there, but it can make such a change. So if you take the challenge, the world will definitely be a better place for it.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I so appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to ask each of our amazing experts, because we've got them together on the show here. So here's an opportunity to share a piece of advice for us as we're getting ready to go back out into the world. We're looking to unleash our influence. We're looking to bring forward all that we are called to bring forward in life. What's a piece of advice that you can give us to bring forward with us? And Linda, I'd love to start with you.
Oh, Rebecca, I always have three, but I'll give you one. I think one of the keys is to be proud of the feminine side of your leadership. traits: the compassion, the empathy, the creativity, the collaboration, the relationship building. It came up in what I saw in the first segment, yet blend in that masculinity of organization, strategy, and structure, and then fully step into that powerful leader that you'll become.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Really great advice. Great tip. Mary, how about you? What advice would you give us? What reminder?
I want to remind everyone that they are a writer at heart, and having a conversation on paper in your journal is something that is so sweet and intimate, and it can reveal so much, whether it's 5 minutes in the morning or 5 minutes before you go to bed. Taking that little bit of time can be life-changing.
So powerful.
And all you have
to know. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And all you have to do is ask the question, what does my heart want me to know? And then listen to the answer. That's where the words come from. So many times people say, I never know what to write. So I'm giving you the writing prompt, and then just let the words flow.
So beautiful. What a gift to be able to listen to what our heart is wanting to share with us. What a special opportunity. Thank you for sharing. And then as promised, listeners, I like to deliver on my promises. I was going to let you know how to connect with our amazing Mary and our amazing Linda. So I want to make sure I give their contact information. So Mary, how can they follow you, get in touch, go deeper?
So I have a link on my website, yourwritingmentor.com, yourwritingmentor.com, and they can receive writing prompts, they can receive inspiration and information on my website, and I'd love to connect in with people who want to talk about how can I change my story or how can I record my story, because your story matters, and no one can tell your story from the inside except you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing and for your stand and your mission to help us honor our story, tell our story, and bring it forward. Thank you. Linda, how can people connect in, follow you, go deeper?
Well, probably the easiest way is to go to the website, which is www.dare2leadwithlinda.com. And of course, we're also on social media through LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and I think that, and maybe Instagram. I'm not sure. YouTube. There's also stuff on YouTube channel, but probably the easiest way to connect with me is to do the contact page on my website or follow me on Facebook.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing your information and giving us the opportunity to go deeper. And then I just want to remind everybody about Linda's launch date. I want anyone to say they wish they would have known. So I want to make sure everybody knows Linda's powerful book, No One Stood Up When I Entered the Room, will be launching on Amazon on Thursday, October 24th. You heard it here. And the first 24 hours, the Kindle version is going to be available for $1. So I encourage you to put that on your calendar. What an opportunity to add that to your library, and an amazing resource that can support you on your journey and the leaders that you know in your life as well. So it's something you can absolutely share out. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. It's been an honor and a privilege to connect in with you as we talk about unleashing your influence. And as you get ready to go back out into the world, I want you to remember you matter. You are absolutely needed. And in fact, you were made for such a time as this. So I hope and I pray that as you get ready to go back out into the world, that you choose, no matter what may come your way, you can choose to bloom where you're planted and shine, meaning share the gift of you out into the world. That's how we make the world a brighter place. So lean in and share the gift of you. We will look forward to talking to you next time. Have a great week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greiter, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Influencers Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.